Okay, so we're solving radical equations, and it's just like any other equation. You try to get the variable by itself. And you get that, if there's a function going on, you get that function by itself. So what we've got here is, in number 4, is the 2 added on, so I'm going to subtract the 2 from both sides. So that goes away, and I have the square root of n equals 7. And then you always do the inverse. What's the inverse? Well, n, the square root of n is n to the 1/2 power, right? So if I take that and square it, right, 2 over 1, that cancels out, so I get n by itself. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to square both sides, all right? So these cancel out, they're inverses, so I get n equals, and 7 times 7 is 49, all right? And you can check that on Desmos by putting in the left side as one function and the right side as the other. Okay, I have y equals 2 plus the square root of x. I'm changing the n to an x. And then I'm going to make the right-hand side be y equals 9. All right, so and I can't see it, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. And now I can see the two lines there. Okay, and I can scooch over so I can see the intersection, because the intersection is the solution. All right, that would be the point that makes both of those equations true. So when x is 49, y is 9, all right? And that will be my solution. I want the x value, right? And that's what we solved for. X is 49, so we know we did it correctly. You can always check your answers. All right, so let's go ahead and do number 5. Okay, for number 5, we've got that plus 10 is underneath the radical, okay? So you do that, you get rid of the radical first. So again, this would be to the 1/2 power, so I'm going to square it, and then I'm going to square the other side. So 1 squared is 1, and then when I square that, that goes away, and I have x plus 10, right? And then now I get rid of the 10 after it's not under the radical. So x equals -9, and I'll check that on Desmos. Okay, so the left-hand side of the equation is 1, so I've got y equals 1, and the right-hand side is the square root of x, and I want the plus 10 to be under the radical, so I'll just go ahead and type that so it's all under the radical. And I can see right there, there's the point where they intersect, and that's -9, 1. So when x is -9, y is 1. And so that is my solution. That's a good way to check it. Okay, if you have radicals on both sides, you just simply square both sides. All right, you want to get rid of the radicals, so you square both sides. And then the radicals go away, and I have 21 minus r, and that goes away, and I have r minus 5. Okay, so you always do the inverse to get rid of something. And now I need to get my r's on one side, so I'll add r to both sides. So I've got 21, and then this would be 1 plus 1 is 2 r's minus 5. All right, and then now I want to get rid of the 5. So I'll add 5. So I get 26 equals 2r. And then so r equals 13. And I'll check by doing the square root of the left side equals the square root of the right side on Desmos. Okay, good job.